Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about a mythic that is in the game that may become a little bit more useful and popular with the changes that they are looking to do to Werewolf, especially if you are looking into tanking as a werewolf, and that is called the Chain of the Werewolf. And so I'm going to talk about where you can get this mythic. Is actually called the Shapeshifter's Chain. I'm going to talk how you get this mythic and what the mythic does. First of all, the mythic reduces the cost of your transformation of your werewolf ultimate by 15%, as well as your werewolf abilities. That's a very important thing to focus on here. The other thing is while you are transformed, you get an increase to your maximum stamina, your maximum health, and your maximum magicka by 1707. So that is very helpful in tanking because you get your maximum stats up higher and it makes your werewolf abilities cost less. And that is one of the things they are doing in the PTS for update 51 is they are going to increase how much the werewolf skills cost to activate. So um, let's get right into how you get the mythic. First off, there are 2 dungeons that you need to complete to get the leads for these mythics. If you don't know, you need to be able to activate or interact with the Scryable system, and these leads are going to require you to have, I believe it's either level 7 or 8. Um, However, the mythic is locked into the Blackwood chapter, and so this is where you need to dig up the leads if you are looking to get them. So we're going to go just in order here on the list here. The Chain of Bone Goliath drops from the last boss of the Vaults of Madness dungeon. If you're not aware of where that dungeon is located, that is located in Coldharbour. Second up, the Chain of the Vampire. This drops from Harrowstorms in the Reach and in Western Skyrim. If you're going to do this or work on getting this lead here, I would recommend going to Western Skyrim and the Reach and picking up the daily that is there for doing Harrowstorms. That way you can kind of work on multiple things at one time. You can work on getting the lead as well as turning in your dailies there for gold or progression on an achievement, but just kind of mix in working on multiple things at once while you're working on getting the lead. So next up, Chain of the Werewolf. This drops from Hircine's Haunt Delve, and that is located in Craglorn. I'm going to show you right where that is on the map in case you don't know where this is. But it is almost dead center, just a little bit west of Spellscar. And so if you want to get there, you can travel to the Spellscar Way Shrine and just go up northwest from that Way Shrine just a little bit, and you should be able to get into the Hircine's Haunt Delve. And if you kill the bosses in there, that is where the Chain of the Werewolf lead drops. Next up on the Antiquity Journal, get back down here to the Shapeshifter's Chain. The length of Sharpened Spikes. This drops from the last boss in Spindleclutch. Um, Again, if you're doing the dungeons, you may check the Undaunted Dailies to see if those are listed on the Undaunted Dailies to see if maybe you can get 2 things at once dropped on that. Glenumbra Dungeon, Spindleclutch 2. And so if you're going to do that, make sure check your Tamriel Tomes challenge. If you have a group dungeon challenge like this, then the Spindleclutch 2 is going to count for bonus progress on the achievement. So make sure you don't have this listed or do, or maybe you can roll to get it. If you want to try for that, it is worth 600 Tamriel Tome points. If you complete the challenge all the way through 3 times, you get 200 per. So that might be something to look at as well. And then the last lead is called the Reinforced Clasp Anchor. Get back into the Antiquities here. And this drops from bosses in the Silent Hill, which is the one of the public public dungeons, the southern public dungeon in Blackwood. So if you travel to Gideon, the town here, go to the Gideon Way Shrine, you're going to have to go a little bit north to get out of the town and then come around and then go to the Silent Hills public dungeon. Otherwise, you can go to the Stone Wastes Way Shrine and travel straight up north. If you don't have either of those way shrines on the character that you're on, you can also use home tours to travel to somebody's Willow Pond Haven house and then travel to the outside of it, and then you can run straight over to the public dungeon that way. That would be another fast way to travel. That way you're not having to run from, way from another zone, or maybe you only have the way shrine in town here and you got to run way down. You can just port right to this Willow Pond Haven, and then you can walk right into the dungeon that way. And that is where you'll get your final lead for the Werewolf Shapeshifters chain Mythic. Again, maybe not as optimal for DPS because most of the DPS optimal builds are going to run the Shattered Paths Signet, but if you're interested in Werewolf tanking, this Shapeshifters chain might be a good idea to look at. It will help keep you in werewolf form, and it will reduce the cost of your werewolf transformation. If you happen to be doing tanking on a werewolf, I would recommend looking into also using the Daedric Summoning skill line on your build, because it will reduce the cost of your ultimate by another 15%. So you can really reduce that down really well, where it's really easy to stay in werewolf form as a tank werewolf. So give that a try. If you thought this video was helpful or interesting, please consider liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have a very large catalog of videos on my YouTube channel. They're all organized by created playlists. If you go to my main page on YouTube and go to the playlist tab, you'll be able to see all those organized playlists there. Check them out, see if there's anything there of interest. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.